What's going on, Buffs Nation? This is David here again, talking CU Buffs football, Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, and everything in between. Today we have another episode of Sneaky Good Recruits for you, the series that focuses on incoming Buffs that aren't getting national notoriety but can play a big role for this football team moving forward. And this is an opportunity for us to get to know them a little bit more and also highlight their strengths, see what kind of potential they bring, what they bring to the table. So today we're going to focus on a position group that I feel like is the most uncertain right now on the roster, and that is the linebacker group. We have guys such as Aubrey Smith or Mr. Williams on the roster. We have some transfers coming in, such as Demoy Kennedy from Alabama, Vontae Bentley from Clemson. We focused another episode of this series on Morgan Pearson, incoming freshman linebacker from Oklahoma that has incredible amount of speed. But really, what makes this group so interesting is that I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if any of these players grabs a starting spot on the Buffs defense. So today, we're going to focus on Victory Johnson, another incoming freshman from high school from San Diego, California, inside linebacker. But of course, before I get started, roll the tape, we get to know him a little bit more. Would appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, that like, let me know in the comments what you think of this position group and Victory Johnson moving forward. Again, we're on the way to 1,000 subscribers. Again, if you like what I'm doing, please join for the ride. All bandwagon Buffs are welcome. So without further ado, let's get to know Victory Johnson a little bit more and see what he can do on the tape. Victory Johnson, linebacker out of San Diego, California. He's a big boy, 6'4", 230 pounds. He also is an early enrollee, which means he is on campus right now and will be playing in the spring game. Really excited for this player, and also his brother is also joining the team. That's Champion Johnson. I believe he is a walk-on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he was a walk-on transfer from Cal, who plays tight end, a little bit of running back, fullback. But back to Victory Johnson. This was a linebacker that was actually a commit from the previous CU staff in early November that was upheld by Coach Prime and Andre Hart once early signing day happened. You can see he's got a good nose for the football. He's able to read these running gaps well, meet the ball carrier there. As you saw right there, he dropped down in zone coverage, was reading the quarterback's eyes, and was able to make that interception. You see here, has a little bit of pass rushing ability with that sack there. And again, sheds a blocker, is able to get in on the action and make the short tackle. Now, his senior year, I believe he had 46 total tackles, which is a good amount. That means he's part of a lot of the plays, And again here, showing the ability to take the ball, get it downfield, almost score a touchdown there. Now, for some reason, I wasn't able to find many highlights of him rushing the passer, but you'll see as this highlight tape rolls through, he's a very stout run defender, and I think that's important. You can see he does. This is a very patient tackle where he remains patient, reads the hole, allows it to develop just like the running back's waiting for, and he goes in that gap and makes that strong tackle. So I think players like Victory Johnson are very important because although we have some of these offenses such as USC, for instance, or Arizona State, they're really going to spread out the ball. You also have some very tough teams to go against when it comes to running the ball, particularly Utah. And if you're wanting to become Pac-12 champions or whatever conference Colorado ends up here in over the next handful of years if they move, there's going to be teams like Utah that you're definitely wanting to you need a strong defense against the run with, that you need some big boys in there, not just speed guys, but some guys that can throw some blocks, throw some blockers off their feet and go in and make that tough tackle right at the line of scrimmage. So I'm very excited to see what happens with both Victory Johnson as well as Champion Johnson. Again, with those types of names, it just makes sense for them to come and be coached by Coach Prime. Makes sense. But I want to know in the comments, What are your thoughts on Victory Johnson? What do you see when you look at the tape? Who does he remind you of? I want to know. Again, thank you so much for the support. Really excited to see these players come up and play in spring ball on April 22nd. And thank you for the support. Don't forget to hit that like. Pushes it out to other Buffs fans, and go Buffs.